Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cherie. If you are new here, long time no see, but your girl is still here. In today's video, I am discussing OWN's new series, Love Is. So let's just go ahead and get right into today's video. So on the Oprah Winfrey Network, they released a new series called Love Is, and basically what it is it is a kind of a series or a television show based off Mara Brock Akil, who is the creator of Girlfriends. Now, I have several, about 3 shows that if it's on TV, I'm going to stop and watch it. So, number 1 being A Different World, and then Martin, Fresh Prince, and Girlfriends. I am the biggest Girlfriends fan, and if you're one of us, the last episode of the last season just totally just like we didn't get any closure basically. So we've been kind of like waiting for a movie or something to just get that closure from that show, but we never did. But anyway, that's the creator, that's her. This show on is based off of her and her husband. So her husband's name in real life, and I had to look that up because I did not remember his name is Salim, I believe, Salim Akil. Of course, her name is Mara. So yeah, this new show is based off of their love story. And initially, you know, I was one of those people before I had to take some time over the past year or so just to do some healing from being, I guess, would I call it bitter? I don't want to call it bitter, but it's kind of that's what it was, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Just over, you know, just things that happen in my life and the outcomes and not being where I thought I would be in life right now. So yeah, so just healing from all of that. I wasn't any love story, any love movie, any love series. A year and a half ago, I did not want to hear anything about any love stories or anything like that. But now, after some time and doing the work and healing, I'm at the place where I'm like, I love a good love story. Now, I love hearing how people met. I love hearing love stories. So yeah, I was interested in this show. So I'm going to talk about a few of the things that just jumped out at me. So yeah. I wrote my notes on my phone, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. First of all, like I said, I love a good love story. The 90s vibe was amazing. So if you watched the show, you would know that their love story kind of took place in the 90s. So you'll hear 90s music, like you hear Lauryn Hill. Oh my gosh, guys. So you hear Lauryn Hill. You'll see on the TV on the screen, they're watching Living Single. So it's 90s. Like they're really capturing the essence and the spirit of the 90s, because I'm a early 80s baby. So I kind of like my teenage years were mostly my teenage and middle school. Yeah, kind of that era was when I grew up. So yeah, that whole thing, like I don't even listen to the radio anymore. Like I listen to on Apple Music the 90s playlist or whatever I could find. That's where you'll find me. But I just love the vibe of the 90s in that show, so I appreciate that. And also kind of tying into with the 90s vibe was the interaction. So they go on this date, like we see like from the beginning how they met. So initially they met, if you guys watched the show, you know they met a year before, and then they didn't talk for a whole year. So then when they finally actually go on a date, kind of like, not really a date, but it turns into a date of them talking and staying at this, I think it's a coffee shop all night. The interaction, like even him writing his number down, her having to call his house phone, just being in conversation, him being able to have a conversation, was all like, oh my gosh, guys, like it was so amazing. So I love that interaction. Like nowadays we get texts and is, what you doing? And then it's like, cool. Like, it's stupid. It's no conversation. And I love having conversations with people. And we just don't have that nowadays, unfortunately. At least in my dating, it hasn't been that. And so, yeah, I love seeing that interaction. Another thing that really stood out to me from watching the episode 1 was when, and like kind of one of the first scenes where the character's name on the show is, playing Salim's character is Yasir, and then Nuri is the character for Mara. So Yasir, he comes up to Nuri in the coffee shop and he introduces himself. So his friend was just doing what I hate that men do to me all the time. They just sit and watch and don't say anything. Like, come introduce yourself. Stop being scared. So that was so sexy that he came up to her and he introduced himself. He's like, she was like, do you need this or whatever? He's like, no, I'm just here to introduce myself. So sexy. I love that. A man being assertive, because nowadays it's gotten to the point where women are chasing men, and you got, if you've been watching my videos a long time, you know how I feel about women chasing men. I can't do it. So I appreciated that as well. And then from that whole thing, like, we see a year later, I think his friend's name was Will, and the character playing Yasir name is Will. And if you watch Black and Sexy TV, you know Will from an amazing series called First. We wanted more because the character, I'm getting all these names. The character Yasir, the actor who plays Yasir, his name is Will, like I said. He does such an amazing job at acting. Everything that I watched, that's what really kind of like brought me in, because I knew it was going to be good acting, because this guy can act, okay? So he's been in First on Black and Sexy. That's why I first met him on Black and Sexy TV. Go check them out if you haven't. They make some pretty good shows. So yeah, he's been on this show called First, an amazing show that we didn't get closure from because it was something with the creative writers. I think her name is Miss Auntie Janine on Twitter. But the show That Guy, he was on that, did an amazing job. So this guy has, like, really, I knew when I saw him in the trailer, like, this was going to be a good show because he knows how to act. But yeah, so him and his friend, like, the year before, watching the girl, and the guy a year later has a whole entire baby with a woman that he really doesn't know. So and he's just saying, the friend is just a hot mess, and I don't want to get angry this afternoon, so I'm not like, sir, okay, sir. And then Nuri mentions something about when she was talking to her friends about she don't even see men with kids. And I think I initially said that when I was in my 20s, that I didn't want to, maybe my early 20s. It wasn't until I got into my late 20s, and definitely now I'm in almost like mid 30s. Like the age group that I am in right now, first of all, I'm just finished what she said. She said she doesn't see men with kids, and she didn't want to date men with kids. We found out later in the show that Yasir has a child that she doesn't know. Nuri doesn't know this yet. So I was just thinking about that and how my feelings about that has changed as I've grown older, and trying to get back in the dating scene, because I took like a year off from dating. Like, I haven't been on a date in like almost a year now, where the age group that I'm in my 30s, is most likely, it's rare that you find people who don't have kids. Like, people look at me as some type of unicorn because I don't have kids. So I kind of feel like, well, I know for sure that I am open to dating a man or even marrying a man with kids. And it's strange how things change as you're growing older. So you should never say never, and never say what you will and won't do, because those things can change. So it's just hearing her say that just made me think about that. Another thing that stood out to me was from the show was Yasir is a writer, and he's in his 30s now, and he's still chasing his dream, whereas probably a lot of his people in his circle, people that he know from college or his friends, a lot of people are established. People have been working in their careers for years. And then here you are in your 30s and you're still not clear about what exactly it is you're supposed to be doing. And it kind of like a lot of things in the show hit home. It kind of resonated with me because, like I said, I'm in my 30s. I'm in the process of changing careers. Kind of like for the second time, because initially I'm undergrad, I said that I want to be a lawyer. I went to law school for a year. That didn't work out. I went and I got my master's degree in education. I found out I didn't really like teaching like that. I didn't really like kids like that. So yeah, now I'm currently in the process of changing my career. Like this summer I'm doing an internship for my grad program because I'm back in school again, in graduate school. So just being in your 30s and not, just knowing or having everything together in terms of your career, it's kind of like, what's going on with me? I'm still in my 30s and I'm not clear about that. So that struggle was really relatable. And it's tough sometimes if you don't keep your mind focused and keep going and don't stop putting these limits and expectations on when things are supposed to happen, personal, career-wise, anything, because it's all about God's timing anyway. So we can sit here and plan and listen, I can tell you from experience, it's all about his timing, no matter how much you hustle, strategize, plan, whatever. At the end, in the beginning of the day, in the middle, at snack time, it is always going to be on God's time. So just keep going. And the last thing that I wrote in my notes, it kind of jumped out to me because I don't like retelling everything that happens in a show, because I'm like, you guys watch the show. I just want to just discuss some things that I kind of related to, or I just had an aha moment as I was watching. So when Nuri and Yasir I hope his name is Yasir. I've been saying this entire time. What if that's not his name? I hope it's his name. As they were on their date, she admitted to him that she has daddy issues. And just her admitting that to him, and her first of all acknowledging that she does have daddy issues, because a lot of women don't realize that they have daddy issues and it's playing. And I was discussing this with my friend like yesterday or something about having daddy issues, and I'm one of those women. Like my father wasn't in my life growing up. I was raised by my grandparents and my mom, and then my grandfather died in 2008, and but I was wilding before then. I was making bad decisions, but it didn't come until like 2018 until 2015, 2014 is when I really realized that something was wrong, because I just kept making the same bad decisions in terms of relationships over and over again. And I was just angry all the time. And I really was attracted to men. If any guy that did, like, my love language is acts of service, because I had daddy issues. I felt attracted to those men, and I went out of my way to do just anything to please them. So her being able to admit that was like, whoa, she is admitting this off the bat. So I just appreciate her, recognizing that. Like I said, like, the first step in any process to growing and to healing is to realizing that there is a problem. And once you realize that there is a problem, when these things come up, you're like, oh, this is why this is happening, and you can address it and correct it as necessary. But yeah, that was the kind of the last thing that that jumped out to me as I was watching this series. But yeah, I think that is it for my notes. Let me check and double check. Yeah, that was the last thing that I wrote down about the series. I'm excited. I have it saved on my DVR to continue watching the series. So yeah, if you watch it, what were your thoughts? What do you think about the characters? We know that they end up together because they go back and forth between them, like initially meeting, and then they kind of have like this setup where we see them already married, of course, and they're older. So we know they end up together, but just seeing the things that they have to kind of maneuver through to get to that point is just like, oh, it's so cute. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing Married at First Sight this season. I am going to do, I think I'm going to do Big Brother because that comes on back this week. So I think if it's good, I might be reviewing that. I only like to review shows that I really like. Oh, I like this show. So we'll see. But yeah, it's good seeing you guys again, and let's chat below. As always, you guys be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.